Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking all about contour, specifically contour for pale skin. These are my personal opinions and my personal thoughts of the ones that I personally love the most. There are a couple of drugstore options that I really do enjoy, and there's quite a few of high-end ones that I enjoy. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with my newest find that I'm actually wearing today. It's what I have on for my contour today, and I'm really impressed, and I really like this one. And this is from Catrice Cosmetics, and it's in shade 010 Ashy. It is a really nice contour for pale skin. It does come with a highlight, and the highlight is also what I have on my face today, and it's a really pretty highlight. It's not too shiny, but it does give, you know, just a really nice glow to the skin, which is something that I prefer. I don't prefer a really bright highlight. I do like something a little bit natural. So this one is $7.99, and you can get it at Ulta. I'm not sure if you can find it in stores, but I know you can get it online, which is where I got mine. And it's just a really nice ashy color for the skin. And I'll also swatch the highlight because the highlight's really pretty. Of course, you can see it on my face, the highlight. So here's the highlight. I'm going to put it up on my knuckles. But it just gives like a nice natural glow. And then here's the contour. And it's just, you know, like most of these, it's a really nice ashy, shadowy shade. And I really enjoy this one. It's really smooth. It blends out really nicely. Even over foundation that hasn't completely set, it has blended out beautifully. And I've just been really impressed with this one. I have tried the Physicians Formula, their new matte bronze contouring kit that they came out with. And I have to say that while the shade is really nice, the middle shade, I returned that one because I was not going to get use out of the other two shades in the palette, because the other two, all three shades are very powdery and they're slightly patchy and they were kind of hard to blend out. And I wasn't going to get use out of the lightest shade because it was so chalky. It just looked really cakey on the skin. And then the bronzer was so pigmented that it was awful. It just went on the skin in a stripe, and no matter how much blending you did, you could not get it to blend out. I really didn't like that one. If you guys have tried the Physician Formula one and you liked it, let me know down below. But that one's like $15. This one's half the price, and you get the two shades in here that are both usable and both very pretty for pale skin. The next one I'm going to talk about, I actually don't hear a lot about it here on YouTube, and I'm very surprised by this because they have a very wide range of colors. So it suits anybody from the palest of the pale to the deepest of the deep. So I'm really surprised that nobody talks about these because they're really nice. And that is the Inglot Freedom System HD Sculpting Powders. This one is in shade 505. I also like 504. 504 is currently out of stock, and my other one is out, so I don't have it to show you. But I will show you 505. And these are sheer, but that makes them nice for beginners because they are very blendable and they're very hard to mess up with. But it's just a really nice color. This one's the Inglot one. And I really enjoy these. And I believe these go for about $15, which is, I would say this is about a medium range, but you get quite a bit of product. You get 5.5 grams. So this one will last you for quite a while. On the contrary to that, one of my other favorite ones is from Kevyn Aucoin, and this is the sculpting powder, which a lot of people talk about, the one in medium, which I had the full size, but I got rid of it because after light came out, I really prefer the light version. But I do have a small sample from Sephora of the medium that I do like this for a stronger contour, but we'll get to that in a second. But this one is 4 grams of product, so you get a little bit less than this, but this one is $44. So while these products last you a really long time, if you're using them every day, I could probably get through this in about 4 months if I were to use it every single day. But I switch between these, so I haven't really gotten through it, but I have made quite a dent in this one. And this one is, once again, very smooth, very pigmented, and this one can be a little bit harder to control. So if you haven't contoured before, this one might be a little bit too pigmented for you, and it might be kind of hard for you to manage. But they are really nice, and they do blend out pretty easily. They're just slightly more pigmented than, say, the Inglot or the Catrice one. But it is very pretty, and it's a very nice color. And continuing with Kevyn Aucoin, we're going to talk about the medium one. Now the medium one, I have it, like I said, in these little samples. This is 1/4 of the size of the 4 grams. So this is 1 gram of product. So this one will last quite a while because I don't use it very often. And what I do like to use this one for is to deepen up back here. If I want my contour to be a little bit deeper, I like to put this one back here at the very top of my ear, and that's what I use that one for. It is a very nice ashy color, once again. And it will work for a little bit deeper skin tones than us pale girls, and it does definitely work for pale girls as well. You have to have a little bit of a lighter hand with it, and make sure that it's blended out nicely. But I do really like this one as well. One of the other ones that I have to talk about, I don't think this is available anymore. I know that you can still find it on certain websites, but this is the old version of the NYX blushes. The powder blushes, and this is in taupe. This one I prefer way more than the newer one. The newer blushes from NYX that have been reformulated, reformatted, and they're just flat and smooth, is a totally different color. The one in taupe is a totally different color than this one in taupe. So I really like this one if you can find it. Come on, come on, come on. But I really like this one come on. But I really like this one in taupe, and I would have to say that if I'm not careful with this one can sometimes, depending on my foundation and the foundation that I'm wearing, this one can look almost like a bruise if I don't pair it with the right foundation. If I pair it with a really yellow tone foundation, this one comes off and just looks like I've been punched in the face. So it depends on your undertone with this one, and it depends on the foundation that I'm wearing that day. I find that it works really well with cool tone foundations if I'm wearing a cooler tone foundation, or if I'm wearing a neutral tone foundation. This one works really well. It's one of my favorites from the drugstore, but it's not one that I'm going to pick on a daily basis to wear, say, over my Inglot or the next one that I'm going to talk to you about, which is my absolute favorite. But yeah, this one's nice if you have a certain skin tone. The next one that I'm going to talk to you about is actually from Tarte. I'm going to talk to you about this one, and it's in a palette, and it is the Double Duty Beauty palette, and it's a contour and highlight. This contour looks really ashy in the pan, and I got this on sale at Ulta. You can usually find this on sale. Don't buy it at full price. They always mark it down at some point for like $18. I think full price it's $36. If you really want it, you can, but I would suggest waiting until Ulta does like a sale on it, because they usually do. And this is from Tarte. I will say that this one is super pigmented, and it is really smooth and really creamy. There's not a lot of powder kickback, but it's really pigmented. So this is another one of these that if you are a beginner, I would say you would want to be very careful with this one, just because it can tend to be a little bit too harsh if you go in with a really heavy hand, and it doesn't blend out as easily or as nicely as some of the other ones that I have mentioned. It doesn't go patchy and stuff, but it can just really be packed on there really quickly, kind of like the Lorac powders, the Lorac contour kits. It can just really be packed on there, and it just is hard to blend out. But it is a really nice color. It is a little bit on the warmer side. It's not really showing up on the warmer side in the camera, but in real life, this one is on a little bit on the warmer side, and I would say that if you're looking for something on the warmer side, or you have a warmer skin tone, this one would work really great for you. And then the last one that I'm going to talk to you about is from Fiona Styles. And I already have a backup of this one because this one is my favorite. Unfortunately, so just a little note, I don't buy palettes typically because I don't ever use all the colors in the palette. I had the Lorac one, I had the Kat Von D one, but I found that I never used the colors, so I ended up giving those away. Just because I would use just one color and then the rest of the palette would go to waste. So I just got rid of them before they were really damaged and really yucky looking, because I just didn't use them all. This is the only one that I would continue to repurchase, even though it is indeed in a palette. But it's only in a palette of 3, so it's workable, and I can use these other colors as bronzers if I wanted to, or they work really nicely to deepen up the contour because they are sheer. But this is the Sheer Sculpting Palette in light medium from Fiona Styles, and I will swatch all 3, but as you can see, my favorite color is this one right here. I really wish she made this in a little separate pan, because I would really love just to buy this color on its own, so I didn't have to rebuy the palette every single time I was out of this one. And this is the one that I use most often, and it is my favorite. It is a very light powder. It is the lightest one that I have. I mean, you can barely see it on my finger. It is really gray. Almost looks green in the palette when you're looking at it. Very subtle, and it just looks really nice on the skin. And once again, these powders are beautiful to blend out. They are sheer, as the name suggests, and so they're really beginner friendly. And I'm going to swatch the darker color and the mid-range color. I don't use the darker color as much, but I do use the medium color to deepen it up sometimes. And that's the medium color right there. And then that's the dark color. And they're all cool toned, and they all look really nice on the skin. So I really do enjoy these. And so yeah, those are my favorite contour products. Those are the ones that I bounce between when I do my makeup during the week. I hope you guys found this video useful and helpful, and do you have any contour products that you like for your pale skin that I haven't mentioned in this video? And if so, leave them down in the comments and let us know why you like them and what they are. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, and I'll see you later.